Hey everybody, welcome to day 31 of confinement. It's Sunday, so you know what that means. That means it's time for Chef Teddy and Paul. So, today we're going to be making chicken satay skewers. And it's a really fun recipe. It's pretty simple. Takes a little bit of time because of the marinade, but it's going to be great. So the first thing you want to do is you want to grab yourself a bowl. All right. No, this is too big. Still a little big. This might be right. I love nesting bowls. It's like those Russian dolls. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. So cute. We're gonna use this one. This one's about the right size. Okay, so our first ingredients that we want to put in are we want several tablespoons of oil. And I'm using safflower oil. You could use toasted sesame oil. That also has a nice flavor to it. I would use that if I had it, but I don't have it, so we're going to use the safflower oil. Put that in. 2 and 3. That should be enough. Really depends on the amount of chicken you have. I have about 2 pounds of chicken here. So, maybe a little bit more. 1.5. That's like 3.5 tablespoons. All right. And we want to do 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. One of those. One of those. Garlic clove. Here we have a garlic head. So we're just gonna take this apart a little bit and get ourselves to the garlic cloves. See, each garlic head has many cloves. And you're gonna wanna peel this up just to get the outer layer of skin and stuff off of it, because that doesn't taste fun. Just get to the raw, usually off-white color inside. It's eggshell, off-white, mother of pearl. So then get our cutting board, and we are going to mince this baby up. And I hate these knives. Let's grab one of these. Not super good at this, so I'm not, but I know the concept. Yikes, careful your fingers. All. And we go the other direction for continued mincing. So we don't want dice, we want minced. Minced just kind of means lots and lots of little pieces. Yeah, that smells garlicky. Okay. Now sweep this into our mixture. Okay, that's a good smell. We want a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic flakes. Not garlic flakes, I'm sorry, the red pepper flakes. A little bit of that, just for flavor. We're going to use one of these packets of Saison Goya. That adds a nice little flavor to it that we wouldn't have otherwise. I have no idea what's in there. Alum? I don't know. Use our spoon, give it a little spin up. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now we're going to do some lemon juice, from fresh lemon juice. Probably about 2/4 of squeezed lemon juice. Let's make that a little bit more. So I don't want the pulp to get in there, so let's do this a little bit more thoroughly. Maybe we'll use the whole lemon, or use the whole lime. There's definitely not much coming out of this. My lime is not juicy. Okay. Now that we have managed to get the lime out of there a little bit, let's strain it a little bit more, just to be sure we get all the little particles out of there. Looks pretty good. And how much are we putting in? Let's see. This is about a tablespoon's worth. Okay. Who knew that a whole lime had only a tablespoon's worth of lime juice in it? There we go. Maybe some of you knew that already. I didn't know that. So now, we're going to take our chicken strips and place them in a bag. These are chicken tenderloins. It came pre-cut. I didn't have to do this, thankfully. I really hate handling poultry. Just kind of makes me paranoid. Anyway, and then you're going to pour your marinade into the bag. The last thing that you want to do once you have it in the bag is you're going to add just a small, when I say a small, and I say a smidgen, a little bit of this goes a really long way. This is cinnamon. Just the smallest pinch across the top. And some salt. And some pepper. Seal it back up again, get the air out. And then give it a nice toss. Make sure that top chicken does not get all of that ingredient that we just put in there. All right, into the refrigerator. 20 minutes to 2 hours, depending on how long it is before you want to eat. So for the next part, just to speed up the process, we have pre-prepped all the ingredients. And you can go to our website for all the ingredients amounts. We don't have a website? Hold on. Turns out building a website's a lot harder than I thought it was. I guess I'm gonna have to tell you each individual ingredient, and you'll have to remember them. And oh, well, that's helpful. Okay, so down here, the ingredients and the amounts. That'll be helpful. Good job. Okay, nice. All right, so we have our ingredients laid out. The hardest part of getting these ingredients set up correctly is the ginger, because you're gonna need an inch of ginger. Now, an inch of ginger, that's a lot of different types of ginger, because you can have a skinny ginger, you can have a fat ginger. It really doesn't matter. I mean, depends on how much you like. Less ginger for less like, and more ginger for more like. The hardest part, like I said, is skinning the ginger, because you don't want to get the skin in it. So, I've done a lot of it. Just want to wheel it down. If you have one of those really cool potato peeler things, I have one like this, but this is way too big for trying to do this teeny tiny little piece of ginger. I mean, you can get it a little bit, but it's more trouble than it's worth, really. So you just use a knife and just cut off just a little outer skin. Flip it over time to time just to make sure you're getting every area. Watch your fingersies. Every time that I'm cutting with a knife like this, it makes me think of my totem chip from Boy Scouts. In Boy Scouts, in order to use a pocket knife, you have to earn the totem chip card. And the card is just a little thing you keep in your wallet that says that you as a Boy Scout have earned the right to use your knife, because you've proven that you know the safety uses of it and can be careful. Well, and what they do is, if you're caught doing something wrong, such as whittling towards yourself, or holding in your hand like this and cutting into your palm, what they do is they cut off a corner of your card. And if you lose all four corners, then you're no longer allowed to use your knife. Your knife is taken away from you, and you have to recertify again, which I think is nice, except for the fact that after four missteps, you could very easily have no fingers left. Okay, that about does it with this little buddy. Get all those little pieces off, and we're in good shape. All right, so we're going to take our ginger and one peeled, ready to go clove of garlic. Let me get that bottom a little bit off there too, because that is not the part that we want to have. And then you can use this in a blender. This is the blender I have, and this is what I use. And once you're ready to go, you put it in the blender. Just the two ingredients, the ginger and the garlic. Alright, now that we've got that pretty well mixed together, take it out. And now we put the rest of our ingredients in. We put our peanut butter in. Did I cover what this is for? This is a peanut dipping sauce. I think I just said that we were going on to the next part without telling you what the next part was. Yes, we're making a peanut dipping sauce. This is a Thai recipe, sati, whenever how you want to say it, I don't know. It's an Indonesian dish originally, which kind of spread out all over from Indonesia to Malaysia to Thailand. And this is a Thai recipe using a Thai peanut sauce, which I just think is delicious. So we're going to put our lemon juice in. Sorry, lime juice. Soy sauce. Got some brown sugar here, well packed brown sugar. And And we have some red pepper flakes. We're also going to use some almond milk. And you can use water as well, but I like the almond milk. I think it adds a nice flavor to it. And you're adding this in 1/3 cup increments. What you're doing with this really is just trying to smooth it out to make sure it gets to the consistency that you like. And you want it to be, you don't want it thick, but you don't want it runny either. So give this a spin for a little while. The peanut butter is going to make it very difficult to get it spun around really good. So you're going to have to do that a couple of times. Take a look at it and see if you see that's pretty goopy. That's not at a smooth sauce consistency. That's what I'm looking for, a smooth sauce consistency. Something around a creamy soup level. Oops, need to put more milk in there. Another 1/3 cup of milk. All right, we're getting much closer to the consistency that we want. I might put just a little bit more milk in there. Again, you're eyeballing this. This is coming down to your personal preference. Give this a nice stir throughout. Make sure that we're getting the ingredients through and it's not just on one side. Because being that this is a blender, you only have the agitator on the bottom, so if there's any kind of ingredients stuck on the top, because that's where you put the peanut butter originally, then they're not going to get thoroughly masticated throughout. Give it a little bit more. I'm not going to add any more milk. This feels like the right consistency at this point. And now our consistency, you can see it moving in there. Get a little spoon and I'm going to decide if I like the flavor. Yes, that's very good. It's exactly what I want it to taste like. So that can go aside for now. Put a lid on it. And this stuff, this is good stuff because this can last for up to 4 weeks inside the refrigerator. It is sturdy stuff. And it's good on pretty much everything. Any kind of meat. You can have it with chips if you wanted to. It's really good. So the next thing we want to do is we want to prepare our skewers. Now this is important because notice this. This is the pan that I want to cook with. And if I put the skewers on there, it's not going to fit in the pan. So we need to find a right length for our skewers. And when you're making a skewer, you do not skewer straight through the item that you're skewering. So we're going to need a little bit more length, or sorry, a little bit less length than just allowing these to fit, because you want the chicken to clear the front of the skewer. I'll show you in a minute, but just take my word for it. You're going to cut more off of these than just to make it fit. So I know I have 14 pieces of chicken. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 sticks. Let's do 15 just to be sure that we don't like that one. We have a broken one, so that one's garbage. Just in case we have some broken ones, we want to make sure we have space. So line them up to the edge of a countertop. Take one of them and measure how much space you're going to need. Use a marker. So if this is to fit, and have to cut off that much with a little bit less because we want the chicken to be able to have some space of its own, and I cut off that much. So I mark it, then I bring it over here with all of its buddies, line it up next to them, and then mark them all. Oops. Straight across. Now we're not going to be doing anything construction wise, so you don't really need to measure these or make it exact. You can just draw it by eye. But you do want to make sure that you have a knowledge of the space that you're going to need. So now we have them all marked. All right, get your wire cutters. Now these are pliers, but did you know that pliers have a wire cutting function? This little area right in here where the two parts come together, that is intended to cut wire. Just take it, put your skewer in that little area, just give it a little click. I am letting them fly all over. It doesn't bother me. I'll pick them up in a minute. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they stay. Really about how much force you put on it and how fast you exert it. Sometimes they go flying, and that's fine. If you want to be extra careful, you can put on eye protection. I feel like I'm pretty safe. So, that's all of your 15 sticks done. They're not perfectly the same, but they're good enough. If you really wanted to, you could just break them with your hands, but I like to use the pliers. Once you have these split, you take them and you put them in water. While your chicken is marinating, these can sit in the water. And what that water does is it serves two purposes. It soaks the wood so that if you're grilling on the grill, you're not going to have a fire. You're not going to catch your skewers on fire. Also, when you're threading the chicken into the skewer, or the skewer through the chicken, making it wet does assist in that process, getting it in. You'll see that later. Well, all right, I think we're about ready to skewer the chicken. All right. So we have them. They're pretty well marinated. They're pretty well marinated. Pretty well marinated in there. So I'm gonna take them out and lay them on this tin foil. Certainly smells good. I find that everything smells good when with garlic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, 13, not 14. I must have counted one twice. Oh well. Extra skewers aren't going to hurt us. All right. And now you just take a skewer out of your water. Give it a nice little push through your chicken. nice little spread. Don't, like I said, don't bring the point up the top. That's not how it's done. All right. Because they're wet, they're just slipping right in here. This is no issue whatsoever getting them on the skewers. Of course, you can use metal skewers if you have them. I do not. These were $1.29 at Publix. Publix being the supermarket down here in South Florida. I'm sure they have them at Walmart, Winn-Dixie, Food Town, Save Well, Save Right, Pick a Penny, Pinch a Penny, Piggly Wiggly, Goodings, Food Lion. What I'm doing here, you want to be a little bit careful of. I shouldn't have done what I just did. I'm being sure to only handle the stick with my right hand and the chicken with my left, so that there's no cross-contamination on the sticks, because the sticks really aren't going to get cooked. So try not to touch the sticks to the chicken, otherwise you're going to have some cross-contamination, and then you don't want to necessarily have that. And there you go. They are now all skewered and ready to go on the grill. Alright, so if you have a basting brush, you can take your oil, take a little bit of oil. It doesn't have to be the same oil. This can be, I'm just using regular vegetable oil because that other oil is more expensive, and this is just to kind of take care of your pan so it doesn't destroy your chicken. Just a little bit over top the top. And if you don't have a basting brush, you can just use a paper towel, dip a little bit in there, just kind of rub it on, right? All right, and you're gonna recoat every couple of pieces of chicken, so don't put that away yet. Heat up. If you don't have a grill pan, you can use just a regular skillet. You obviously, like I was saying before, you can use the charcoal grill if you like. That is 100% up to you how you want to cook these. But this is the way that I choose to cook them. I don't like to be outside. This makes it easier for me.
Ow! That's not a smart way to test. Yeah.
All right, I think we're at a good heat now. Let's take a few of these. We're gonna watch the clock. We're gonna get about 2 minutes each side. All right, that's about time to flip them over. That looks wonderful. That was dumb. That was dumb. This is my warming zone. I've never used it before, but should work. Looks to be very tender and juicy inside. And the final step before we eat is just to take some of our peanut sauce, ladle it into a bowl, and heat it in the microwave for a little bit. And in preparation, 1, 2. I like to glaze them. Not everybody does, but that's my preference. A little bit on the side. Et voila. Well, there you go. That's my recipe for chicken satay. I think you'll enjoy it as much as I do. I think it's a brilliant recipe and it tastes delicious. Definitely one of those things that it starts off as an appetizer, but you eat all of it and it becomes the meal. So, day 31 of confinement, we're all done. Remember, like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on the morrow. Eat up, Teddy.